Today, I want to share with you more about our living room. There are things in here that exist after lots of experimentation, and I am just really excited that we finally come to a space that's working really nicely for us and serving my daughter's needs. So the thing about this is coats, cold weather and stuff are triggering. It needs to be easy to get out and easy to put away. We kind of got away from books and more into videos when we were moving, and we kind of wanted to go back to her passion for books because she was kind of missing out on that. So we got the outward-facing bookshelf, and we decided we're going to go to the library on a regular basis to refresh those books and keep them new and novel, and she absolutely loves it. She will go to it completely unprompted several times a day, and that's really the key. This is not set up to be a demand, it's set up to be an option. We don't say it's time for books. She goes and explores them and will often ask us to read a book, and we love it because we are restoring that kind of beautiful book reading culture that we had before we were going through all of our cross-country moves. We go into the library, we get our books that are on hold, and then we go to the children's section. We sit down with our big stack of books and we look at them. We read a lot of them. If there are any of them that are scary to her, we don't bring them home. We've had this chair like this for many years, and it's to support accessibility in our house so that my daughter feels like things are made for her too and not just grown-ups. It's often used as a tray for eating or as a place to step on, or sometimes a house for dolls, things like that. This is a jiggle board, as we call it. It's a vibration plate, and this is what it does. This is a nice little device to have in your repertoire of sensations to provide. Another thing that we have readily available is this wobble board that we call it. Sometimes she'll sit on this while she's watching videos and eating, and that collective grouping of activities helps her get a whole meal down. Sometimes she stands on the jiggle board and eats and watches videos, and that helps her get a full meal down. We have a couch. We do let our child jump on the couch. Not jumping on the couch is not worth it to me, because if I insist that she not jump on the couch, I'm probably trading that for she's not going to brush her teeth today, or she's not going to have a bowel movement today, or she's not going to eat enough today, because that's just beyond her threshold. And that blue exercise mat gets pulled out, again, like the wobble board, on a regular basis, but it's not an everyday thing. So we have a collection of sensory tools at our disposal, but they're not all out all the time. This will likely stay up for quite a few weeks because my husband loves Christmas. And so it's gonna be there for a while, but the Christmas tree is also accessible. So on the bottom half of the tree, we have ornaments that we don't need to worry about. And up towards the top, there are a couple of ornaments that we don't want to be broken, but what she's tolerating really well is she can touch them anytime she wants with one finger, and she just asks someone to lift her up so she can touch it. Now, that might not have worked a few months ago, and so we might not have done that. Another thing I'll mention about decor is if it's new, like if I just put this picture up, she's going to be all about it. If I can find a way for her to interact with it safely, maybe I'll bring it off the wall and put it on the floor so she can touch it and feel it and get all of her curiosity out. I'll put it back up and I'll say, you know, anytime you want to touch this, just let me know. And I'll make sure you can touch it so that she feels like she got to touch it and see it and hold it, and it's accessible to her whenever she wants. It's not off limits. After a couple days, she will never even bother with it. Underneath our rug, we have this thick, squishy kids mat because this is a sensory room. It looks like a living room, but this is a sensory room. So she might jump off the couch onto that mat, and that's totally fine with me if she does that. We keep these back windows totally open because I like to remind her with this visual prompt that the backyard is there. 3, 4, 5 times a day, she just runs out there to go and take care of those needs that she has that only being outside can take care of. We don't just open up these windows and close them whenever we want to, because that can send her into a complete panic. I don't want someone to just come into my office and start messing with the lights in the windows. I say, "Hey family, does anyone mind if I open the windows?" And you know what? When I ask like that, the answer is, yeah, whatever. She loves to lay down on these floors, and she'll lay down on her tummy and her back and her side, and she'll scooch around on them. And it in itself has been an awesome addition. We keep that locked, and eventually we'll be putting a bolt on it when she knows how to open it. But we have already purchased the bolts for this door, and we will put them on when we get to it. It's on a list. We'll get to it. So that's our living room, and those are some of the ways that our living room helps keep us all more regulated, because the name of the game is regulation.